Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Take Two for this Thursday, May the 17th, 2018. I hope you're having a great day today. I've been thinking a little bit about modern conveniences and how many of them we have and how we think we absolutely cannot live without them. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do if I don't have this, that, or the other? But in fact, those of you who are in my age category or older, or even maybe some of you who are even a little younger, managed to go without them growing up. And I want to talk a little bit about them today and how it was different then and how it is now. Now, one of the things we did not have when I was a child, now some of our neighbors may have when I got a little older, but growing up, we never had a microwave oven. Did not need one. My mother was perfectly content cooking the old-fashioned way, you know, using old-fashioned tools and frying things if she had to and boiling things if she had to. No problem at all. It was no problem to cook that way. As a matter of fact, even to get her to use a toaster oven, it took a while. We didn't have the first microwave oven in that house until after my sister were grown and gone. My mother just didn't want to use it because she didn't feel like it was really cooking. If the meat wasn't defrosted, we weren't going to eat it that night, and that's all there was to it. We got through it. We managed. Even a frozen TV dinner had to be taken out. It was in a foil package and had to go in the oven and cook for 30 or 45 minutes, whatever it was. If you wanted it, you had to wait for it, okay? That was the first thing. Second thing we didn't have when I was a kid, we didn't have digital cameras. If you wanted to take some pictures, you had to wait for it. You took the roll of film, you took it in, it got developed. Eventually what you do is you put some pretty pictures in frames, but you waited for them. Sometimes it took a week. Look at this. I got some wonderful old pictures from when we were children that I put on a big sheet right here. But originally those were sent off probably to the local photo shop or a local department store, and they did it. Some pictures of Michael when he was a child with his mom and his siblings. Those are great. And then, of course, when I got older, I took photography in college, and I took some nice pictures of my dad grilling chicken, one of my favorite pictures. And I learned how to take the chemicals and do photos that way. That was a big deal to learn how to do photography. But if you wanted pictures, you didn't digitally take that picture and then instantly have a photo, instantly be able to post it. None of those things. You had to wait for film to come back. The same thing with movies. Even with television news, with my father working for CBS, they had to film something that was going on, and it never made it to the until like 11 o'clock that night. That's why the old saying, film at 11, because they had to wait for it to go in the soup, as they called it, and be developed before it could be broadcast on television. That's another thing. Here's another one for you. How about mobile devices or cell phones? Didn't have any such thing. If you wanted to make a phone call, you had to go to a pay phone or borrow somebody's phone or something like that. Even, I'll go a step further, even cordless telephones. We still have a landline. I know we're kind of in the dark ages, but we have, not only do we have our mobile devices, we still have a landline at my house, and cordless phones. Let me tell you, we had two phones in our house. We had one in the kitchen and one in the basement. And that was it. If you were talking on the phone, everybody heard it. Now I realize there was a method to my parents' madness. They wanted to be able to hear and monitor what their kids were doing on the telephone. And, you know, great that they did that because it kept us out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Okay, here's another one for you. Laptop computer. No such thing. Absolutely no such thing. We had nothing like this at all. I typed all of my college, believe it or not, I got 2 college degrees typing on a manual typewriter. I was using a manual typewriter. And if you made a mistake, you had to get out these correcting things and put white out and do all sorts of stuff. But that's the way I did all of mine. I had no such thing as a personal computer or a laptop. Didn't exist. Last but not least, the internet. No such thing. Let me tell you, if we had to do research, like a research paper or something, guess what we had to do? We had to go to the library and we had to get big, fat encyclopedias like this, and we had to actually sit down and open them up and look stuff up, and that's how we did it. That's how we got our brains moving. We did not have the internet. It wasn't already there for us. It just wasn't. Okay, the point I'm making with all of this is, guess what? We survived. Oops, sorry about that. Sorry, I forgot to turn that off. Anyway, we still managed to survive. We did it without having to worry about all these modern conveniences. And that's what life should be like for you, boys and girls. You should be at a place where you don't need to worry about whether or not I have my phone, whether or not I have my digital camera, whether or not I have a microwave oven. Those things shouldn't matter to you because you can press on. You know, when we went on our very first mission trip, we went to the jungles of Mexico. It was in the 1980s. There was no internet. I think the closest telephone was maybe 100 miles away. Yet we survived 7 weeks in the jungles just by not having to worry about any of those things. We cooked over an open fire. We did all this kind of stuff, and we managed. It wasn't all that convenient, and let's not even talk about the bathroom situation. No, we're not going to talk about that. But just to say, we still managed. We still did it. We still got through it. And you can too. So if you find yourself today, don't grow impatient if you're missing one of your modern conveniences or it's taking too long for your a page to load in on the internet for you. Don't be. Remember back to those humble days where you didn't have all that stuff, or you may not have had all of these conveniences. Think about that, okay? Be a blessing to somebody today, and you might end up being the only one who is. Be patient with them. That's a good word for you today. Have patience for others, and just make sure that this is the day that you can go be a blessing. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Jeanne Sigler, JeanneSigler, and please also remember to go to WRMZ.org, click that listen button, and listen to some great music, okay? That's all I have to say today. I'm in a hurry. I got other things to do, but I think I'm going to try to do it with patience. Okay, be patient and be a blessing. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.